Good morning, Vertlantis. This will be another informal and experimental video. I basically want to show you how I'm using the combination of two different programs to make what I think is interesting, yeah, recordings of Second Life and also First Life, as you can see. I personally am interested in the idea of merging First Life and Second Life more and more. So I will probably use this type of format more often in the future to make quick tutorials or demonstrations or simple informational videos to simply get some information out there. I like the effect personally of using the so-called Second Life avatar with the, if I can use this term, with my First Life avatar. I think it's interesting. And this program is very, very cool because I can, for example, do the following. I will just go ahead and demonstrate. When I say this program, by the way, I am referring to Bandicam, which is a program for recording a video or for anything really. You can record your desktop with it or any application. Most people are familiar with Fraps, but from what I've read and also from my own experience, Bandicam is a better program to use if you're interested in machinima, or as mentioned, tutorials or informal videos like these. But let me go ahead and demonstrate a few things, and then talk about maybe some of the problems that I've also noticed. And let's just get started. Okay, and now you can see, for example, that I'm speaking with my so-called First Life avatar, and then my Second Life avatar is speaking at the same time. And I personally like this effect. I think it's very interesting because you have the both avatars, if I can say that, are somewhat synchronized. Obviously the synchronization is not perfect, but nonetheless I think it has a very interesting effect to see the Second Life avatar and the First Life avatar at the same time. I recently introduced someone to Second Life, and I did something very simple. I showed him a picture of himself on a prim, and then later a video of himself, and that was enough to convince him of the power, or maybe power is not the right word, but the let's say the potential of Second Life as a medium for expression and for all sorts of things. To get back to the video, and please forgive if I get sidetracked, if I start talking about all kinds of things. I am aiming for informality, so really I don't really care if I make a so-called mistake or if these videos are not perfect. It's not that I don't care, it's more that I want them to be informal, so I don't want to aim for perfection when making these videos, to be honest. And B, did I say A or 1? Whatever, 2 points, so A and B. B, it's about 4:30 in the morning, so I have a good excuse, yeah. But anyway, that's that aside. This application that I'm using at the moment is called Bandicam. Let me just get readjusted. No, this Bandicam program, I don't think I've mentioned it yet, is similar to the Fraps application. And I think most people are familiar with Fraps. Bandicam is a bit better, I think. And I personally very much like this ability to be able to to record and then pause the recording and then resume recording. I think that has all sorts of potential. For example, now if I want to very quickly switch the camera view and record something different, I can simply do the following. I can press a certain key, and I've got F11 selected as my record key, so I'll go ahead and do that. And as you can see, I'm a bit closer now, so I have a different perspective of the avatar, of my Second Life avatar. a different camera angle, and all I did basically was use Alt and Alt Zoom, and yeah, zoomed in and moved the camera around a bit and chose a different angle. So I can do the same thing again by simply pressing the key and then choosing another angle. Yeah, and as you can see, my back is now to the camera, and you don't have to zoom in on the avatar. You can really go anywhere with the cam, especially if camera restraints are off. You can really zoom out and zoom all around. You can get a faraway shot of the entire sim or island. You can zoom in on certain objects. I can demonstrate that right now. So here we have a close-up of the online indicator, for example, and I can quickly get away from this by simply going back to the avatar, for example. Yeah, so here we are again, and I think it makes for a nice transition to go, to move away from the speaking avatar and then recording some object while speaking at the same time, and then back to the speaking avatar. I think that makes for an interesting camera movement. But I am in no way a machinima specialist or anything like that, and this is not even what I would call machinima, really. But I think it does have potential for people who do make machinima, and like I said, for people like myself who might just want to make informal videos like this. All that said, I would like in the future to try to make use of what I'm showing you now for machinima experiments and whatnot, but at the moment I'm just interested in doing what I'm doing right now, really, making such informal, informational videos and whatnot. Yeah, let's see. Let's talk about these programs a little bit more. I can go ahead and show you the Bandicam program. It basically looks like this, and it has all kinds of features, really. There's lots to explore there. I won't get into it too much, but basically, as you can see, when I click the video tab, I'm able to choose hotkeys, and F12 is my record hotkey. So basically, when I'm ready to record, I simply press F12. When I want to pause the video, I press F11, and F11 is the key that I'm using quite a bit, so I'll use it right now, for example. Okay, so I basically took my time and paused the recording, and then chose a different camera angle, so I'm a bit closer to my avatar at the moment. A very practical reason to do this, I would say, is that, for example, if you want to make a quick recording and you don't want to have to do a lot of editing, then you could use this feature, this ability to record and then pause the recording and resume, to quickly put together a video, which I mean, you can always take the individual parts and actually edit them. You can bring them into a different software and actually do a more professional editing if you wanted to. But what I'm trying to suggest is that you can make very quick videos and slightly interesting videos, I would say, with this program by simply using the record and pause recording function. Yeah, also another reason, but I'll go ahead and choose a different camera angle just to keep experimenting with this. Yeah, so another reason to use that pause function is for practical reasons, like for example, imagine you need to cough, or you want to get up and use the restroom, or you want to get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or whatever. The phone might ring, and so all sorts of reasons, all sorts of things can interrupt a video. So this way of doing it allows you to basically take breaks in between. And as far as I know, you can actually put these the recording on hold for as long as you want, and then come back to it. So that alone makes this particular program interesting. Also, the frames per second factor. Bandicam actually does a very good job of recording programs like Second Life and also other, also games and things like that. I know people use it for recording Minecraft and all kinds of action games and pretty much anything, I guess, can be recorded with the program. And it does a good job, yeah, from what I've read. Let me see if I can show you a few more things so that this video is not too long and so I don't get lost in my again. I'll bring us back to the avatar. Okay, I'm not sure what I am doing here, but apparently I have selected something or I'm pointing at something. Yeah. So, a different angle, get another angle, a close-up of home, and back to the avatar speaking. Now you can also, of course, go to many different locations. I've been on this sim the entire time, so here at Knowingly, but I could easily teleport away and do some recording over there. At Paradise, for example, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here we are at Paradise, and I'm going to continue to experiment a bit, so you will see different things appear in the background, for example, in just a second. Okay, so I basically kept the same camera angle, but then I res something in the background. So once again, an ability to basically change the scene, but to take your time doing so. So you can simply pause it. You could place objects. I actually res these with a holodeck, but you could actually take things out of your inventory and place things behind you. So you really have the ability to take a break, pause the recording, prepare the next scene, and so on. What I'm doing right now is very, very basic. And to be honest, I also need to play around with this program quite a bit. But I'm showing it to you because I think it has a lot of potential, and it's just fun to use. You don't have to do what I'm doing here with my so-called First Life avatar. This is just something that I chose to do because I do want to do it more often in the future. Generally speaking, what I'm using to record my First Life avatar is a program called Minicam, and I'll go ahead and show that to you now. Basically, I want to fill the screen with my First Life avatar, and you can see, yeah, it's full screen mode, but the program itself is over here. Let me grab it so that you can see that it too has a lot of different features. So the ability to add one's name or email address, for example, or any text for that matter. You can show a clock. You can see how early it is. Yeah. And there are all sorts of different features, really. You have distortions, for example, filters. I'm using a couple of different filters at the moment. I like these. I like the effects, using different effects when using a camera. Also when using Skype or any kind of an application that requires a camera or has the option of using a camera, you can use a Minicam and simply select the Minicam as your camera device, and then add whatever effects or information or layers to your camera, basically. Yeah, but the goal is not really to get too much into this program. You can download it for free. There's a free version of it, and then there's also another version, an upgrade that you can basically get a premium version with more features. The same is true for Bandicam, and I'll switch the camera view a little bit just to keep things interesting. So here we are up in the sandbox, and I simply chose to go to a different location to keep the video interesting. And the point I wanted to make is that Bandicam also has a free version and then a premium version. I'm currently using the premium, which allows for longer recordings, and you don't have the watermark, which is the case with the free version. So yeah, let me keep experimenting a little bit. Okay, now I'm in a totally different location, still in Sandbox, but I'm in the so-called Druid holodeck. And yeah, once again, this helps the video to stay a bit more interesting by choosing different locations and you know, different things to look at. I guess that's basically all I wanted to show you for the most part. Once again, I'm using a combination of two programs, Bandicam and then Minicam. And like I said, you really don't have to use the First Life avatar. You could simply, I can show that too right now. I can simply go into F1 mode and then full screen the viewer, and then, you know, I just have my Second Life avatar and nothing more. And another cool thing that you can do, let me go back to the original view. Let me also move around a bit. So I can keep recording, of course, and move around. So far I've been doing still shots, although they're not exactly still shots. They're not images; that they're actually recorded video. And that's, I think, another interesting thing is that you can basically go from little snippets of recorded video to the next snippet of recorded video, and they all kind of blend together. Now, one problem that I have noticed so far is that there tends to be a little bit of a sound. So each time you press the resume key, resume and pause recording key, which is F11 for me at the moment, I think that sound can be gotten rid of. Perhaps it's just my recording setup at the moment. I have an open mic, which basically I think picks up basically the sound of me pressing the key. So that can probably be resolved. And if that is the case, then the program is definitely very interesting, because as you can see, you can very quickly go from one view to the next, and yeah, I think it just has a really nice effect, and it's fun to do, really fun to do. Yeah, so here I am looking at a media prem, and I can interact with it while recording this video.
You've probably heard about Second Life. You may even have heard of other virtual worlds like OpenSim, and quite possibly you've formed an opinion of what they're for and what it is that people do there.
Okay, so once again I paused the recording and then resumed it, and before doing that, well, first of all, I paused the recording because I didn't want the entire video to play, and then I resumed recording, but before doing that I actually changed the sky settings, which of course also requires time. So once again, just to emphasize, this pause and resume feature really allows you to prepare things, basically. So I think you can, instead of just using one scene, one setting, so to speak, for machinima or whatever, and then recording that, you can really, by pausing and recording like that, you can very quickly add new elements and change the environment so as to make the video interesting. And I think I'm going to stop here because, to be honest with you, I've recorded this video a couple of times already, and it didn't quite work out. I made little mistakes here and there, but like I said, I will make more of these videos in the future. That's my intention, at least. I like the idea of merging First Life and Second Life, of showing how people behind avatars are exactly that. They are people behind avatars, and I simply like the effect. I really like the idea of yeah, showing the two worlds come together. So I'll keep things informal for quite a while, probably, and yeah, I think I will probably in the near future, perhaps even today, who knows, make some more informational videos using this approach. Good. thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great day, guys. And I don't know how many activities we have lined up for you today, but let me have a look. I'll go to the calendar real quick. Yeah, looks like we have, today is Wednesday, so we have Back to Basics. That's the first activity, and then English for Beginners, and then English with Flodec Barbosa, and then Usage du Français. So 4 different activities lined up for you today, and hope you enjoy. And yeah, till the next video, and have a good one.